Oh, hold on. All right. It's just quieter than I remember. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
What?
Our intro music. But hey, it is what it is. Welcome to Dicking Around Podcast. You're dicking around with your boys Philbo and Josh. Josh's laptop is in the shop right now, which is why you're seeing him in this like 9:16 perspective. But that's okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll
Well,
get to that.
there is an explanation. There is an explanation. By the way, formal introductions. I'm your boy Josh, and this beautiful bastard over here is your boy Philbo.
I
So
said that
welcome
already.
to the show.
How about
No, you
stop
didn't.
stop fucking up my podcast, bro? Because I literally said that as we walked in, but that's good. That's fine.
Listen, I'm fucking. No, we didn't introduce ourselves. We
Yep.
just introduced the podcast.
I
So don't start with me.
maybe I did. I don't know, but I think they
The
would get
fucking
the.
shot.
Oh come
I'm
on!
fucking lo-fi, but
I
I'm
don't
still
think. I
shot.
don't think. I will have to go back and we'll have to go back and look at the tapes because I'm pretty sure I said I'm Philbo and that's Josh. But
Well, that's fine. I mean, we can look at whatever you need to look at, but you've still been shot.
all right.
So,
Well, it's gonna get challenged. It's gonna get challenged.
well, that's fine. So, you'll have your day in court.
Kangaroo
Or,
court,
sorry,
as always.
The shot.
What's that? What's that Tool song? Where it's kangaroo. You know, like what is it? Fucking is it? Oh God,
I'm not a big Tool fan.
What?
I'm being 100% honest.
What?
I'm not. They're one of those bands, man. Like I don't hate them, and I definitely don't hate Maynard, and because I like a Perfect Circle, it's just Tool just doesn't really scratch my itch, if you feel me. Like it's just I don't hate them. I'll listen to it if it's on most of the stuff, but it's one of those things where when you find people that like Tool, they fucking love Tool, and
Because
then
it's
you
amazing.
find people like me, yeah, that see like you. So then you find people like me that actually are well versed in rock and roll, and I'll tell you right now, they're not a bad band. They're not really my thing.
That's
If
just
if
upsetting.
you don't take up the whole podcast, I can tell you how many fucking bad bands there are out there that have made multi-million dollars. But
Listen, I mean you're not wrong, but so no, it's the song that it's the pot, which is like the most like probably radio. It probably has more radio time than any other Tool song if I had to guess. But anyway, no, Tool is good, and you know what, I want to give you a chop for that, but we can't do that over music because you'll give me chops all day long for that shit. So.
I'll chop you into fucking pieces, son.
And this isn't a music podcast, so we can't. Although we should have a music episode
Well,
because we could totally talk
it's
about
definitely not. Well, it may be a fighting podcast, and maybe a baseball podcast, but it's definitely not a musical podcast.
goddamn.
I mean, unless you want to go into Oklahoma or Rent or something like that, then we can talk.
Okay,
But
funnily enough, I was in my school's 5th grade play of Oklahoma, so
no, you weren't.
swear to God.
I did musicals too.
Oh, what were you in?
I did a production of The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's legit.
Now this was prior to high school. I was super into theater like before I got to high school, and then I realized that I would get the monkey ass beat out of me if I was on the wrestling team and the baseball team and doing the drama show.
Yeah, you just can't. You can't.
I mean, I still went home and sang in the closet, but not loud enough for anybody to hear or tell anyone.
That's legit.
Listen, I was raised at a different time, Phil. Though everybody out there in their mid to late 30s understands exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, 100. I mean, what's that? What Zac Efron's character from High School Musical? He hadn't debuted yet, so you weren't allowed to play sports and be in the drama club at the same time. So
right.
What was it, Troy something?
Yeah, that changed everything. I mean, there were less ass whooping. Now there's also more supervision in the team locker rooms. Back then, it was just a wild fucking west.
I told you about this shit. I already told. I can't mention it on the podcast, but I told you about the day of the week that we used to have that was centered around sexual orientation.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was. I mean, it's not a good look nowadays, but it's just how it was.
That's just how it was.
And It's just how it was. Look, and we're not in any way saying you have to be of any sexual persuasion or orientation to enjoy musicals because you know
Dude,
you
one of
just
the
don't.
best shows I've
But
seen to this day is Phantom of the Opera. I mean that beats out several movies I've seen. Pretty
you
fucking
said
good.
a show.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it at the Fox Theater when I was like 15 or something. So
Huh.
it's pretty good. Andrew Lloyd Webber might
Anywho,
know a thing or two about plays, but this isn't a musical podcast. It might be a fighting and it might be a baseball podcast, but it definitely is a tequila
hey,
podcast.
and pretty soon it might be a celebrity podcast.
Mm.
But hold on to that.
Hold on to that, folks.
Yeah, we'll tease that a little bit later on. As for right now, I'm just trying to get my bearings. I am lo-fi today. I'm rocking the iPhone instead of my usual rig. Well, I guess we can go ahead and explain that. So we do apologize for taking a little time off. We took a little time off. It was more of a forced time off because at the cabin, I yeah, I can't, man. My phone's hanging up.
That's okay. I didn't know you're good. um, but
But
keep
so
going,
at
my bad.
the cabin, we had a fucking blast, bro. We had so much fun.
Too much.
I know everybody that watched our last episode knows that was basically the theme of the entire week was getting shitty, drunk, and being assholes.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can imagine, that continued for about the next 7 days. So we were more than planning on streaming from the cabin. Things got a little away from us, and we accidentally bought. Well, of course, we had a hot tub, and we're partying in the hot tub. And on the way there, we bought a display model Costco TV because you're not going to have a hot tub that's covered outside
Of course
and
not.
not have a fucking TV. Come on, what is this amateur hour? Like we're gonna go and not have a fucking TV in the hot tub. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. You
But
can't be dicking around unless you're dicking around properly.
you gotta look. That's how people get hurt, Phil. Though.
Good.
Literally. But what we didn't realize is this certain brand of laptops that we picked up from Costco apparently is fucking boycotting Hulu, and and we jam out in the fucking hot tub and watch Shoresy. Which, if you guys haven't caught Shoresy, please do yourself a favor and fucking watch Shoresy. But so one night I brought my laptop out and I hooked it up. So me and my boy Mater, shout out Mater, so we could actually go out there and watch Shoresy. And we got drunk and forgot about it, and it's got splashed around. And now I'm looking at over $100 worth of damages, and my baby's in the shop until Monday. So we tried to use my my I don't know what would you call this laptop?
I called it a floppy disk. I don't know if it's
it's basic. Yeah, it's lo-fi. It's analog. It barely connects to the internet. I bought it for like $120.
You have to shock a gerbil.
If you go back and watch it, yeah,
it's a ride of the wheel.
I gotta get it started. I gotta blow on it, and then
it's got to crank
then
like a lawnmower.
then it does fine, and then when I try and open an application, it's like, oh,
Yeah, it
and
shits the bed.
then when I actually open up the portals to all my peripherals, it's like, ah! And then it's just like, please stop, please stop, please stop. Anyway, so we just decided to go with the iPhone view here, but
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so we do apologize. It's completely my fault, which we all knew that I was going to be a fucking asshole and do something stupid on the trip, but that's not the only stupid thing that I did on the trip. We'll get to that too. But anyway, so we do apologize. We left on fire, and we got a subscriber, we got a few new viewers. We had a real good time. We stretched our last episode from the normal 90 or so minutes to a little less than 3 hours. We were having so much fun. So as per usual, hit us up in the comments and let us know what you think. Chime in. We'll talk about whatever you want to. You can feel free to interrupt us. But right now, I think it's time to get to the first segment, which is What is it,
Always.
Philbo? Help me out. Help me
Well,
out.
theme song. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, way!
Olay! Oh fucking lay!
All right. So today we're going Classico, and we're going with 1800. If you haven't had 1800, do yourself a goddamn favor and go to the nearest cantina and order yourself a shot. Look, salt and lime optional because this shit's badass. I went with the Reposado, which we actually went over that last time, Philbo. Do you remember what Reposado is
That's
versus
the
Gold?
it's the slightly aged tequila.
Correct. It's over a month, and it's less than a year because then it
Yep.
turns into añejo. And boy, did we have fun with some añejo.
Oh hell yeah! I
If you
can't
guys
I
didn't
can't
tune in
decide.
last time, we drank an entire bottle of añejo on our last cast.
I'd have to go back. I
Go
haven't had
ahead.
silver tequila in so long. I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I like it anymore. To be honest with you, I might be a
Uh,
totally spoiled aged tequila guy now. I don't know. I'll have to
yeah,
check
you
that
might be
out.
a snob now,
I
for
might
real.
be.
So anyway, my mixer of choice this time is going to be, and this is brand new as well. I haven't featured this. This is actually Jelly Belly, and yes, it's the same the same brand that makes the popular jelly beans, the expensive ass ones with the 40 to 60 flavors. So what they do is this is very cherry, so this is has the essence of their very cherry jelly bean flavor. However, just like all my other mixers, except for the Sun Drop when I bring them in, but this is just seltzer water and it's naturally flavored, so it doesn't have any of the sugar or fake sweeteners. So it's just water with just a hint of the flavor, but it's fantastic. And this is cheaper than the Polar Pop. I can't believe it. For as much as their jelly beans cost, you can pick these 16-ounce cans up 4 for $5 at Food Lion.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. Thundercat brought them home the other day. Shout out Thundercat, love you, baby. Happy anniversary tomorrow, starting at
Oh
midnight.
shit!
Um, but yeah, I didn't know. She brought it home. She was like, "Look what I found." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So
That's legit, man.
usually, or as per usual, I'm using rocks as my vehicle of choice. And if you're not going at least half tequila, then you're on the wrong podcast. You're looking around. You're looking for what was it? Pussying around with dildo and fart.
Something like that. That's our they start
Something.
competition. Okay, hats off to them.
Hey, tip of the cap to dildo and fart. You guys are doing the Lord's work over there, drinking your Cayman Jacks and your fizzy waters and stuff.
Oh god. Ode
So
to
anyway,
Chris.
cheers. Wait, before we cheers, did you have you got your tea this
Oh,
week?
of course I fucking do, baby. Of course I do. I almost didn't buy it yesterday. I was like, because I was like, I drank so much of it at the cabin, but I was like,
I'll say,
I got
let
it.
me tell you how much Milo this kid drank at the cabin.
How many? Do you remember how many I showed up with? First of all,
You showed up at like 9 or 10.
8 specifically.
Was it 8?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
not
but there was
that.
like a half one that was already in the dash of your car.
Let me clarify. I didn't buy 8 because I was gonna drink 8. I bought 8 so that I know for a fact I wouldn't run out of it because I can't get it in North Carolina.
Because he's scared. That's like me
Which
running out of liquor. You don't want to see either one of us like this.
right, exactly. Although, but I did find the bottle, like the little drinkable bottle, at that Walmart in North Carolina. So I think they've expanded their reach a little bit.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but that would last you what, 30 seconds?
Right. Oh, I mean,
You
yeah,
just
I
pick it up
wasn't gonna.
like a gorilla and just squeeze it in your mouth.
Don't even take the cap off. I just go like that.
Yeah. Ah!
Like one of those, like, do you remember those little like juice pop thingies where it was like, it was almost like a popsicle, but it wasn't. It was actual juice, and it had the top that you just twist off, and it was like 10 cents a fucking bottle. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I forget what those things are
That
called.
oh god, what was it called? I know I hated them, but I know what you're talking
You
about.
hated them. I don't think I.
Wait, we might be talking about different things.
No, I don't. I don't think we are. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it real fast. Uh, there's the okay. So there is the cool. There is
No,
the
are you
Kool Aid
are you
version
talking
of
about
it.
the Mondos? The Mondos.
Mondos. Let me look that up.
Yeah, they were Mondos.
Hold on,
They were like,
I'm gonna show the web search real fast.
I'm
So
telling you, it was a Mondo. It was like a little plastic bottle, but you literally just open it and it's like a little like suction type thing.
yeah, it's okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Does it look like these Kool-Aid ones?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, then we're talking about the same
Type
thing.
in Mondo. Type in Mondo.
I also
Mondo
totally,
drink.
I'm about to, but I also totally forgot that these fucking barrel things existed.
Yeah, that was after my time. Like my baseball
wait, wait,
coolers
wait,
were
wait.
full of
Typed in
Mondo.
Mondo. We got this anime shit. What the fuck? Maybe I spelled it wrong. Mondo. Let me type. Oh, Mando. Hold on.
Mondo.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh God.
it's closer to what you were talking about. I still don't see. Oh, here it is. The Mondo squeezers.
Yep, the Mondo squeezers. That's what
Yep.
it is. And then Kool-Aid totally fucking ripped them off because Mondos were first.
Yep. Here we go.
Yep.
Yep. Kool-Aid ripped them off, but I mean, Kool-Aid's also good. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I'm not a
Anyway,
I was
so
never
you
a
got
big Kool-Aid guy though. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Sorry. Back on track.
anyway.
So
You got
1800
your
tequila.
keyboard. Let's let's start it off like we always do with a cheers. Cheers to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in, and cheers to Philbo, my heterosexual life mate.
We all need one of
Here's
those.
to another great. Here's to another great episode, and I had a great time on vacation with you, buddy.
Hell yeah, man. Me too.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. All right. Let me put the tea back because we all know how that goes.
Oh God, it can't get warmer than
Yeah.
42 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's got to stay in
It'll
that sweet
explode.
spot. Got to stay in that sweet spot,
It'll
baby.
explode.
Oh, he's back. Don't worry, everybody. I didn't go far.
He's back.
The refrigerator stays pretty close to me. Otherwise, I would run out of Milos. So, so let's talk. I don't know. Let's talk about the vacation for a bit because we got plenty of shit we can bring up later, and we absolutely will. But let's talk about some of the highlights. For me specifically, I loved hip firing that AK at at the range in Tennessee. Oh man, that might have been that. I don't know if it was the peak of the trip for me, but it was definitely a fucking highlight. I told everybody I was like I felt like an African warlord doing that shit. It was fantastic. It was a whole new
Warlord Dad. Which, by the
exactly.
way, we all had nicknames during the vacation. This Bilbo was Dad,
Yep, I
so
was
because
that.
he has a Suburban that everybody could fit in, so Dad would just drop us off places.
Absolutely.
Um, and he was the only one that would actually say, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't do that." So,
Yeah, there was at
which we
one
needed
point.
a few times.
At one point, there was a Red Bull table that definitely would have made it into the Suburban otherwise.
What, just like every other vacation, we're not going to self-incriminate, but one of us definitely was going to steal this badass Red Bull
Yeah,
table,
I
and
wonder
that
who that
person
was.
may or may not have been me. But you know
Look,
what?
that was a cool fucking
If I'm
table. That was a cool
That
fucking.
was a cool table. It's just, I mean, it sucks that Dad was there because if Dad wasn't there, then everybody else would have been okay with it. Anyway,
Really, what it comes
this is
down
not
to
bad.
is really what it came down to was the fact that it was if you had done that on like Friday or Saturday, different story. But we had to be in that town for like another 4 or 5 days, and I'm sitting here
So, do you
thinking
think they
like,
had it low jacked or what?
what'd you say?
Do you think they had it low jacked, like a GPS
No,
tracker on it?
no, it wasn't even that. It's just like that would be hilarious though if they did. No, but it's like if they like say like there was a camera that we didn't see, right? And then they see us taking it, and then we show up 2 days later and they're like, "Hey, those are the assholes that stole our dope ass table." You know what I'm saying? It's a quick
Well,
call to the
funny enough,
local PD.
we never went back to that area.
I know,
So,
which yeah, I know. Which that but also by the way, shout out to that bar there in Banner Elk because they had some of the best fucking wings. Not the best,
the
but some
Bayou
of the
Bar and
best.
Grill.
Yeah, some of the best wings I've ever had in my entire fucking life, and your pasta was pretty good too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that jambalaya pasta was
Yeah,
pretty good. Not gonna lie,
they also had
but
everything right in a po' boy except for the bread, which is about what you can expect. But the seafood was perfectly cooked and fried well, and they had the it was dressed well and everything. So shout out to them. It's pretty legit.
Oh yeah. So anyway, back to you hit firing the AK. So it was I don't know if you boys and girls out there have ever fired an AK-47, but a real one like a Kalishnikov, but they're fucking badass.
Yeah.
But our boy Mater, somebody with the code name Mater owns one, and we're not sure if it's legal or not. But I didn't ask any questions.
Right.
But yeah, so what everybody didn't realize when they stepped up to the firing line, which by the way, we did figure out that if you go to a shooting range in a national forest, there's there's nobody in charge. You just kind of do what you want.
Yeah.
You play by the rules as closely as you can, or not. It just just look out for the forest rangers.
Right. And that's why we brought Gator along, so he could be the range marshal.
Right, Marshall Gator. He took care of everybody. But no, what I kept trying to tell you guys is like at the time, the first time that you shot it, I was actually I was spotting downrange for Cooter, and because he had that little reflex sight, and I'm literally like 4 feet to your right. But when that thing fires, it sends a concussion wave out of the chamber, and it like knocks your head sideways. Like every time you fired it, I was doing like this. I was like, "Hey, wham!" I was like, "Hey, wham!" I was like, "Hey, can you step up like 3 feet, please? Please don't do that." Look, and we were being responsible. We were all wearing the proper ear protection, whether we were using plugs or eye protection. Wait, listen, we were being professional out there, but I don't know if anyone's ever had an AK go off 4 feet to their left. It doesn't matter what you have on your head; it's going to blow you slightly to the right. So, just yet another PSA, boys and girls, dicks and dickettes out there. You don't want to be within 5 or 6 feet to the right of a Kalishnikov when it's firing because it'll fuck you up.
Yeah, no shit. It was pretty funny too because I think it was like the first couple times I was firing it, and then I think was it Cooter went up there next time and he was like, "You got to stop doing that." He's like, "I can't." I was like, "I can't even aim right now."
Yeah, he's like, "Stop doing that."
Shit was
and
hilarious.
Then, see, this is where going to a proper range, like they would actually tell you shit like, "Hey, quit doing that." Like that would be one like a whistle would blow. Hey, what the fuck are you doing? And about the third time a 5.56 casing hits Gator in the ass while he's not paying attention, you're like, "Hey, watch the brass, watch the brass," because the fucking I swear to God, every time the kid turned around. Because nobody realized that Mater's 5.56 was just kicking them back at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
So whoever was up on the firing line, it didn't matter who it was firing that weapon. Gator was standing at the perfect angle and distance to just catch it right in the ass every time. And he wasn't even noticing. He's just talking to somebody, just catching casing.
Well,
like, okay, somebody's going to light on fire. Somebody's going to get hurt.
It was funny. Actually, the funniest part of that, I think, was he would just like grab one of me or Cooter's SIGs, and he would just walk up to those guys next to us and just start shooting. They're just sitting there like, "Bro, you're having like." I mean, I think he asked them in the beginning. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think they were cool with it, but it was funny because he would just like walk over there and start popping off fucking casings in their direction as they're shooting. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, and I mean, there were all kinds of things that we were doing wrong because. Like, if I were the two guys to the right, I wouldn't have fucked with us either because we had 4 times the arsenal they did, and we outnumbered them 2-1. But and literally the nearest forest ranger could be, on foot 4 miles away. So I don't know that they could win that firefight. But
we showed up with the fucking armory.
Yeah, I really wish we got a picture of that all laid out at the beginning.
It was nice.
But I don't know if you noticed, but when we fired my blackout fucking it was throwing cases.
Oh yeah.
And
and
dude, no, they were
like,
eating
like
them on
20 feet, like 20 feet.
Yeah, if you didn't go all the way up to the line. Like when I was firing from the table,
Yeah.
it was hitting them on the table.
Oh
like
yeah, I
their
know.
table.
It was crazy. Like it was a good 20 feet. It was throwing them. Like it was actually kind of impressive.
Yeah, it was. But I'm sitting there, like I realized it like right before they left, and I was like, oh shit, they're probably pissed.
Yeah.
Like they've just been eating our brass the entire time.
Well, yeah, they were good sports. I mean, we talked to them and like fucked around with them for a little. They were cool guys. So I hope they didn't mind too
Well,
much.
we didn't pop any live rounds down range when they were adjusting targets.
Right.
So I guess
Gator made sure. Gator made sure of that.
yeah, it was a good thing that Range Marshal Gator was there.
We should get. I need to print them out a badge and like bring it into work. That would be so much. That would be so funny.
For real.
I think I could probably. I'll see if I can find one on Amazon. I can probably order one.
So that was that was a highlight for you. A highlight for me was you guys taught me what icing meant.
I didn't even know what it meant either. I had normal roommates in college, so we just drank and didn't try to do it over on each other.
Well, and the mistake you guys made is you came back and told us before you iced one of us. Like that's should have been what happened.
It was
Like,
you guys commandeered that shit so quickly.
I was like, oh, you guys want to fucking play? Okay, let's fucking play.
I
Everyone's eyes.
want to find that picture. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. That picture of you in your vest with the ice that's still like to me that's the best picture of the trip. That shit's hilarious. Let's see.
So out there, for anybody that doesn't know what being iced is, it's referring to Smirnoff Ice, which is, a malt liquor beverage that was popular back in the early 2000s. It tried to make a comeback, but then it just became like a viral thing, apparently, that I never caught on to. But essentially what it is, a lot of college students do it, but like, I guess when you go on vacation or go on a trip or whatever, you buy Smirnoff Ice, and then you covertly, you sneak around, you hide it where people will find it, and then once they find it, they have to chug it. So, let's get a good look at that. So that's me. Oh yeah, that's me in my tack vest, rocking 3 ices, saying, "I'm coming for you, buddy. You never
ready to pop them all off. Ready to pop them all off.
Ready to fucking go, bro." So, and we never found one. So there's one.
Yeah,
that's
there's still
like
we donated one.
The next 10 or even like 10 months from now, somebody's gonna get iced.
Yep, we ice the next people.
Yeah. So. But yeah, anyway, when they find it, they have to take it eat, take it to the tonsils. They got to chug it, we took it as a challenge. They brought a 6er home and they told us the rules. And Maynard and I quickly realized these kids are going to go to bed way too early to deal with us. So
yeah, way too early being 3 a.m.
Yeah, 3 a.m. I mean, amateur hour over here. But,
yeah, exactly.
But So I think the first night we iced both you and Cooter, and then and then the next night, we collectively iced Gator.
Yep, we did. That was great, dude. His entrance was fantastic because he just walked up, got ice, and just kept drinking like a champion.
Yeah, dude, that's the way to come into it.
Yeah.
He got so fucking drunk, and then he was on the upstairs loft, which he was the only one in the house at a clear disadvantage because he was the only one without a lockable door.
Right.
So, whereas Philbo chose because he had his own Shire in the basement, so he had the entire common area in the basement. So he just left his door open like he owned the fucking place and got iced immediately. May I add?
I don't care. But, I like getting iced. That shit
like
goes down so smooth. Was it you or Maynard that was like, I can't drink this shit? I'm like, why? It goes down so smooth. Like it doesn't matter.
Well, I may have said it, but I mean, if you iced me, I would have drank it. It's not my drink of choice. No, one of them actually went to Maynard. He iced himself because he was like, I wonder what this tastes like. He was like, oh wow, this is good. It was like a nightcap for him. He literally like. I'm trying to figure out how to pick the lock on Cooter's door, and successfully, may I add. And I'm working on that, and I'm in my room like locking and unlocking, seeing how I can do it quietly, and the door swings and shit like that. And meanwhile, I look back and he's halfway done with a Smirnoff Ice. Like, this really isn't that bad. It's like, oh my god,
yeah,
I've been through a new fucking dimension here. We're playing a different game.
I don't like icing yourself.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was a highlight for me. I mean, being introduced to a new game and then actually, I don't think you guys thought that we would take it so seriously and then taking it that seriously, but it's still being fun. And no one
It
got
was
hurt is
great.
the most important thing.
Nobody got hurt. I mean, I did slip on the hike, but that wasn't a serious injury. I think my elbow got torn up, but that was it. That was like the only, and I was sober, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. I mean, I got a mild case of chlorine poisoning, but that's about the extent of it.
Which I don't understand. So yeah, okay. So we also were in the hot tub like pretty much every day. But what I don't understand is you guys were like, "Yeah, I need a break from this," and I was like, I don't know. I just didn't get that. Like I don't know. I don't know what it was. I guess I don't know. I don't like what is, I don't understand what you guys were describing.
What do you mean?
Like I don't know. Like I didn't like being in the hot tub like that just didn't affect me. Like I would just wake up the next day and I'd be fine.
Oh, I never took a break from it. That's why I broke out.
You broke out? What do you mean you broke out?
Yeah, like I still have like little spots on me where the chlorine just dried my shit out.
Hmm. Okay. I guess that's what you guys meant. Yeah, I guess what was it was funny too cuz the last day right after you had left. Oh shit, hold up. I got to fucking So, the last day after you had left, I texted you and I was like, "Wait, did you do something to the hot tub?" And you were like, "Why? No, what's wrong with it?" And I was like, "It's clean." And you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
how did it get clean?
I don't know. I think it probably like every few days like cycles in some chemicals or whatever. That's probably what happened. It's just like on a cycle. And I just noticed I was like,
Hmm.
there's not a film of filth in here from when Josh was peeing in it, so like, I don't really know. I was like, oh, and it's kind of like, and it was
Yeah.
weird because it had gotten murky and cloudy, but like because there was like soap in there, like it wasn't murky and cloudy because it was dirty. In fact, there was like less
Yeah.
shit in it than when we got there in the first place. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's like cleaning itself. So I don't know. I was really confused by that.
So it operates like a standard vagina. It
Right,
just
exactly.
cycles every once in a while and just cleanses itself.
Yeah, something like that. And Zito's gonna come
Yeah.
home here in
You
just a
just got to watch
second.
out for the pH every once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. You have to douche it out a little bit if it gets too fucked up. Watch for the
Yeah.
yeast
Add a little
infections.
vinegar,
Yeah,
maybe add a base for effect. Yeah,
yeah.
it just
There
depends
you go.
on where you're testing it.
Speaking of,
Um,
wasn't that speaker we had fucking awesome? I fucking love that thing now.
yeah, we had almost a nightly Sublime dance party
I mean,
that
that's the
just
only way to live.
it ended up devolving into a shit show of just music that I'm not proud of listening
Well, look, we found out real fast. Gator never gets the aux cable ever.
But no, fuck Gator. Gator gets to control the audio. Never.
Which
Hey,
like
listen, if you want a
he's
good like, I'll totally I'll give him redeeming credit. If you want like a good tip on a movie that you've probably never seen but might want to, he's up there with me. He's got some knowledge. He can give
yeah.
you some tips on shit like that. But
Here comes the dog.
never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever let a man named Gator take over the audio ever. Because this kid, I look, we listened to just about everything that first night that he came. But none of it was good. It was just like, is this like reggae, jazz, punk metal? What the fuck is this? Like, I don't think I've ever heard anything that bad. But what made it worse is the whole time, every new song that came on, not only is he singing along and like flopping all over everybody in the hot tub, but he's also telling you why this is the greatest song that's ever been written. And I literally wanted to get out of the hot tub, go get in a Suburban and go find whoever made this music and end their life so they never had the chance to do that again. Ever.
It was bad. He was planning on the
So
hike too. Come
I'm
here,
saying,
buddy.
tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. It was pretty bad. Come here, bud. We don't always get to see my
Like
dog.
the the fact that like we weren't forced to listen to Insane Clown Posse, I found crazy, and
Yeah,
I feel like it was on the list. Like we just didn't make it that far.
we definitely didn't make it that far. What's up,
Hey,
buddy? So
buddy.
we don't always get to say hi to Zito. So when he is here, because he almost always Saturday is almost always the day for him to go to the in-laws. So when he is here, I like to
Big
feature
Z.
him. It's Big Z.
So anyway,
Easy.
we're not going to take up the whole podcast. We had a lot of fun on vacation. Sorry we dropped the ball and didn't stream and make content out of it, but we're not influencers yet. We were actually just relaxing and having a good time. I know we kind of promised people we would do that, but then never trust guys that get drunk and talk shit for
Exactly.
3 hours.
Exactly. There
I'm
will be
pretty sure
some promises that can't be kept.
most of those were drunken promises.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. And we're just so
don't
lovable
trust
and
me.
huggable. We should be instantly forgiven, so
Don't,
it's fine.
don't trust a hoe because a hoe won't trust me. Look,
Sounds
um,
legit, buddy.
so anyway, let's move. We're not a baseball podcast, so let's move on to some baseball, Philbo.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Here is.
Mondo.
Let's do. What was it? Mondo. Oh yeah. Let's talk about. I am just fascinated by this, mostly because
I told you that's fucking cool, right?
it is cool as fuck. So hats off to this
And
person.
if you're a Mets fan, that's fucking embarrassing.
It's fucking embarrassing. Kicks trash can.
I'm embarrassed for them.
Okay, but if you're a Rays fan, it's also the most impressive fucking thing currently in baseball.
That really well. Also, there I think it projects them for like 125,
Which is
wins, so
fucking
it's
crazy, and that's based off their obviously things are gonna change. They're like statistically they're not gonna win 125 games. Also statistically the Orioles are not gonna win 105 games. That's just not gonna happen. Hats off to the Orioles fan who interacted with us on TikTok though. Like you guys did beat us for one game.
No, he's still keeping up. I've been back and forth with him the past couple days.
Nice. And we'll have some more shit for
so
TikTok
shout out to
too,
him.
for sure. We got it. Also before we get any further, thanks again to the Honey Badgers and for those great tickets. We'll drop that. We'll drop our video on TikTok here this week for when we went to the game. Great game, great stadium, exceptionally beautiful, and they gave us some great tickets. So hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, they did.
Hell yeah. It was funny too because we were not expecting that. We got these nice fucking tickets right behind.
We were expecting just like general admission, like find a fucking seat, fatso, and then like we brought a buddy that didn't have a ticket, so we wanted to buy a ticket near ours. So they were the most expensive tickets because they put us in the box behind home plate, and I was like, oh shit, your boys are here.
Oh yeah,
so,
and we ate hot dogs.
Yeah. And oh boy, did we eat hot dogs.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah! That was the hot dog tour of North Carolina that day.
Yeah.
But for this story,
let's dig into this. We need to zoom into that a little bit.
Yeah, this is as best as we can go. But honestly, the spreadsheet is. We'll look at the spreadsheet in a second. This is a really good visual. Obviously, you got the Rays at the top here, and I'm curious. I don't know if the spreadsheet shows their overall payroll, which it may or may not. I think it does. Yeah, it does show their 26-man payroll. So, but the Rays also, we'll look at it in a second. The Rays also have an exceptionally low payroll. They're fucking Billy Bean A's Moneyball right now, and they're fucking the pinnacle of that because unlike the A's, they're actually doing really well. Season over season, and they've had a great. Obviously, they're probably the hottest topic in baseball right now. As a Braves fan, I
knew that when they got off they won like 12 or 13 in a row to start, and then they didn't even have their best pitcher in the rotation yet, and then Tyler Glasnow came in, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Rays.
It's the Rays year, but at the same time, it's a long season, and just like the Braves are experiencing right now, sometimes you lose your top guys for a little while and you take a little dip. Thankfully, the Braves have stayed on track, but we'll see how it works out. But hopefully the Rays stay healthy because look, I don't hate the Tampa Bay Rays.
No, absolutely.
In fact, I'm a semi fan of them, and I'd like to see where they can take it. Somebody's got to take out that fucking Mariners record because that Mariners record is garbage because they didn't win the World Series. Somebody has to get the record and win the World Series. It's like the fucking New England Patriots in 2007 that ran the table and then lost in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Fuck that.
100%. In fact, okay, so I did mention that their payroll. It looks like they have the third lowest payroll behind. The only people that have a lower payroll are the Orioles. No, this is not a spreadsheet. It's just a picture of the spreadsheet, so I don't have access to that. Looks like the A's obviously have the lowest payroll, followed by the Orioles,
Look at
obviously.
that. Hang on. Sorry to interrupt you, but we have to point it out. Look at the bottom there. Just look at the luxury tax line next to fucking the New York Mets.
That's almost that's like a third of their payroll. It's
So
fucking
look,
insane.
how many teams? That's more than like 13, 12 or 13 teams have total payroll and they're 26 man.
It's fucking insane. It's absolutely fucking
Like
insane.
if you look at total payroll, that's
Yeah,
more than like 9 teams,
yeah,
10 teams. That's
yeah. At
insanity.
least, at least, it is
And they're
insanity.
fucking. But here's what's more insane. They're doo doo butt. They're 18-21 right
They're under 500,
now.
and
Like,
they're paying by far. They're paying the most in baseball by far, by
yeah,
literally
it's
by
not
almost
even.
$100 million. They're paying the most in baseball. Well,
Yeah,
I guess not
it's
by.
not even
I
close.
guess the Padres and the Phillies also have high payrolls, but if you exclude them, if you exclude the next two teams, they're out paying everybody by like $80 million. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, who are also doo doo butt.
Yeah,
Like for that type of payroll. And the
yeah.
problem is the Mets invested like I think like $90 million of that is in the two 40-plus-year-old pitchers that only have like 8 combined starts so far.
Yeah, exactly. It's something to behold. It's something to behold.
Who would have ever seen that coming?
It's kind of funny too if you look at the luxury tax. Like the Braves are still paying $2 million in luxury tax, which is like that's like okay, we're getting a slap on the wrist for having some of the best players in baseball. That's like all right,
Right.
that's fine with me.
No, I say, oopsie, we paid a little too much.
That's like we'll
But
get
when you
that
actually
back in.
look at it, I mean, look, with all you would need to do is get rid of Marcelo Zuna, which they refuse to do for some reason,
Well, it's
because he's making way too much money, and he's statistically like the worst hitter in the league.
yeah, but it's we all know why because we're paying him too much money. We can't get rid of him, so we might as well throw him on the field, which is like kind of
But I mean,
bullshit.
they could have they could have skipped the luxury tax and just cut his ass and paid half his salary.
I that
It's
would
not
have been
like he's
nice.
helping it.
That would have been nice, but you know.
I
But
mean,
then we're
apparently he can hit in Miami, but
what is
that's
his
it.
salary? Let's look at his
Like,
salary real quick.
outside of Lone Depot Park, he can't hit.
Salary. If only I can fucking
I think,
type.
I
Oh,
think he got 4 years, 60 mil, right?
18 mil a year. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's per year,
Yeah,
which is crazy because then you look at
yeah.
how holy shit.
So
Rosario is
yeah,
making nine
four
mil a
years,
year,
65 million.
and then you look at Ozzy Albies, who is a fucking insane athlete and leagues over Azuna, and he's making like a 20th of that. Which is fucking
Right.
insane. Like a 40th of that actually, which is fucking insane.
He's making more than just about everybody on our team, like Sands, Austin Riley, and
Yeah.
Matt Olson.
Let's look at the total salary, and we'll wrap this up quick. We know it's not a baseball podcast.
It's kind of a baseball
It's kind of a
podcast at
bit.
this
It's a
point.
semi-baseball podcast. But anyway, here was his payroll table. But yeah, I mean it's fucking ridiculous, and the fact that the Mets are paying out of their ass. Olsen and Morton are the highest. Also, shit, Morton. Yeah, we knew Morton was old. I didn't realize he was almost 40. Holy ball sacks! He's also getting paid like
Yeah,
an
but
elderly
dude,
pitcher.
we've also had him for 4 seasons. We brought him over
Yeah,
at age 35 because we have a stable of fucking thoroughbreds that need to learn the way. And what better way than like one of the most seasoned playoff veterans there is. I mean, he came from a quality organization in the Rays. He knows how to handle himself.
right.
The Braves organization has a lot of respect for the Rays organization as well. We intermingle a lot. The front offices are familiar. We kind of have similar values.
Right.
But Charlie Morton was brought over just for that, like to show Maple Maddox, to show fucking Maximus, to show Ian Anderson, to show Kyle Wright, to show Quadzilla how the game's played and how to actually bring them along.
Right.
And the fact that Spencer Strider is going to get paid $1 million for his first Cy Young season,
It's
that's
fucking
a
insane.
value.
The fact that
That's a value.
Jesse Chavez is making more than Spencer Strider is hilarious. But
Yeah, that's insane.
that is insane. Just think about that for a second. Jesse, the live bulk king, is making more than Strider. Although Strider did bulk two games ago, but I mean we can't all be perfect.
Yeah, and guess what? Somebody bogged last night too, but it was the other pitcher. It was goddamn what's his name? The guy we watched him live last year at the cabin.
Oh, we did.
Chris Bassett.
Oh
Dude,
shit.
Chris Bassett absolutely molested the Braves last night. It was non-consensual, and he pitched a complete game shut.
Damn. Look at that.
He's not even that good of a pitcher. He just always has the Braves number somehow.
But it's also interesting to see the jump from Riley to Rosario, like the jump from 8 to 7 figures is pretty stark. But I think that's probably pretty common on most teams. But the fact that we have, what is that, 6 players at 8 figures or above, I mean that's pretty legit. I mean, you don't see that on every team. You especially don't see that on the A's or the Orioles. So we got to keep. Where was it? We got to keep moving. But yeah, I mean, you can see overall there's how many teams. What's interesting about this, the point that I wanted to make when I was looking at this is, except for the Royals, which, Jesus Christ, except for the Royals, all of the teams
Let's not talk about the Royals.
All of the teams that are below 400 are in the bottom like quarter of this chart, which is insane to me. Like the St. Louis Cardinals, who have an exceptional payroll, as well as the White Sox, who also have an exceptional payroll, are fucking, like. Just
I can't see it on my screen. What is the actual Mets? What are they paying per win?
Per win, what is it? Where's that at here?
It's all the way to the right.
All the way to the right. They're paying almost $6 million per win.
Per
win, which means they're
but they're only projected to win 77 games.
Yep. Which
so now imagine if they were projected to win 125 games.
They would probably be, I guess they'd probably be about 4-3 million.
Not even middle of the pack. They're not even close.
They're still, they'd still be number one. Because let's say it goes down to 4 million, that still puts them above the Yankees, who are at 3.5.
Dude, that's fucking embarrassing. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I don't know if we'll see. It's embarrassing right now, but if they were winning, it would be way less embarrassing. But they're not.
Kind of embarrassing because I've never been a big fan of, hey, let's let everybody else develop players and then let's buy them when it's time to give them a contract. Like, pulling the goddamn the Lakers, the Yankees, the fucking Red Sox, the goddamn there's the Cowboys. It spans all sports, but I've never been a big fan of that. So
I agree.
Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. You fucking idiots that like these teams. They're not doing anything special. They're just throwing money at the goddamn thing to entertain you, which, if you like that, that's fine with me. But I like actually thinking about something, putting effort into it, like actually scouting players before they're age 27.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And that's the way. That's why sports are supposed to be done.
They've already won 2 MVPs and 4 Gold Gloves. I think we can spend some money on them.
Yeah, they're only 35 years old, on their way out the door.
Somebody finds Quadzilla down at fucking Clemson University. He's like, draft this motherfucker. Like, I don't even know what he looks like. All I saw is a mustache, a pair of thighs, and a right arm.
Hell yeah.
Like, let's fucking do it.
All right, so moving on to the next story. This is a tragedy here, and shout out to this guy on TikTok. What's his name? It's kind of blurry. It's like, I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Oh, I'm lo-fi. I can't see it.
But hold on, let me turn on.
I can see the screen, but
let me turn on
the
audio for this. Let's listen to this.
You saw the end of the video.
Let's listen to this real fast.
This kid may have cost
this
man thousands of dollars.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
He caught a Luis Arraez home run, which completed a cycle, the first ever cycle in Marlins
fucking embarrassing.
Which is sad. Okay, first of all, first ever cycle in Marlins history. That's fucking embarrassing.
That is fucking embarrassing. A shot to the Marlins.
Right.
And gear in exchange for the ball.
Write that down.
However, when it landed, The entire
And they've had some really good fucking players on that team too. So how the fuck did they not hit for a
He
cycle?
didn't want to,
Right.
but after the kid kept trying to grab it out of his hand.
Look at this shit. Okay, first of all, it's one thing if like we'll get to it. We're gonna go through the video first, so I can take off the.
Oh no, listen, I'm throwing that little redheaded bitch on the field.
Yeah.
Like I'll throw her back.
We'll get to that. So it's the guy's name is BBL does not exist. Credit to him on TikTok, or doesn't exist. Excuse me. Credit to him on TikTok. But let's talk about this for a second because this shit is fucking insane. To say the very least, this shit is fucking insane. Like. First of all, yeah, chop to the Marlins because how have you never had a player hit for the cycle before? How long have they been around as an organization? Like 50 years at least. Like they've been around for a long time.
No. The Marlins, no, they came about in the 90s.
No, I thought they were later than that. I mean, yeah, earlier than
No,
that.
no,
is what I
no.
meant to say.
No. They came about in the 90s. They're still the only active or
91,
inactive
yep.
franchise. Yeah, 91. They're the only active franchise or inactive franchise. You'll have to double check that, but that has won a World Series but never won the division. So that's another chop to the fucking Marlins.
Two chops to the Marlins in one podcast because holy fuck.
How have you been around for 30 plus fucking years and you've never won a division title?
Because the Braves
the Nationals won a division title.
Yeah, it's because the Braves had a 15-year straight run, and that's like half of their fucking existence.
But the Marlins had a couple really nasty fucking teams.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
We've talked about that.
That early 2000s team, nasty.
Yeah.
That fucking like 2013, 2014 team, fucking nasty.
Right.
And that was when the Braves were doo-doo butt too. Like they couldn't even fucking put 60 wins together, and you're still not winning the division with a team that good.
They won the
Don
Dick
Suck Mattingly.
They won
Don Dick Suck Mattingly is who I blame.
100%. And they won the World Series in '97, by the way. So which means when they had arguably their greatest team in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, I remember a lot of the players, but the one player that sticks out is Dontrelle Willis. Dontrelle Willis was a motherfucker on the mound. That guy, he revolutionized number one, a windup. Like I think he's one of the first people that did like all the acrobatics and yoga shit out there. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the big black dude that like had his hat cocked sideways with the flat bill, and then he's doing all these fucking like weird moves and shit, but then he hits you with 98 over the top, and it looks just like his sweeping slider, and he drops from 98 to like 82 on the slider.
Right.
Like that kid made people look stupid. I think he either won a Cy Young or got real close. Like he had 20 plus wins at least one season.
Pretty wild. Pretty fucking wild.
Anyway, let's go back to this. So Arraez hits for the cycle. So the Marlins have never done that. For kids out there that don't know what the cycle is, that means a single batter in a game hits a single, a double, a triple, and a home run. So that it's a rare feat, but it has been done before. And the Marlins may have been the last club in the field that didn't have somebody hit for the cycle. I'm pretty sure that they are. But it's impressive when somebody does it. It's definitely you hear na 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 whenever that fucking happens. But the big deal with this video is that's the first time it's happened in Marlins history, and it happened in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia fans are terrible, terrible people.
Yeah,
never go watch a game there. Like, I'll check it off the box because I want to watch a game everywhere, but I'm gonna get a standing room only ticket and just.
We'll be in the fucking nosebleeds for that one, for sure.
Yeah, because I like to test the boundaries, but I'm not going down anywhere into the bowels of that stadium wearing my Braves gear. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you,
because I don't feel. I'm a grown man now, and I don't feel like fighting my way out.
You're gonna hate me. But I gotta go pee. It'll be 2 minutes. Keep it up. Talk about the fucking ridiculousness of the kid. I didn't go before I fucked up. I fucked up. I'm sorry. It's on me.
Yeah, you fucked up. You pulled a Josh. But so anyway, so obviously this is a big deal, and it's not happening in Lone Depot Park in Miami. It's happening in Philadelphia. So Philadelphia has a tradition, much like, I mean, if I'm in a game, I'll joke around. If the opposing team hits a home run at Truist Park, I'll say throw it back and I'll start a chant, whatever. But I'm not going to go down and physically try and take the ball away from you and throw it back onto the field. So what happened in this video is this guy, this little nerdy guy, he ran up there. He probably his almost definitely his first home run ball ever, but it's pretty special because of the circumstances. So he grabs it, goes back to the seats. Everybody's yelling at him through the next two at bats. This was not immediately. Everybody just isn't paying attention to the game anymore, just yelling at him. So you have hundreds of people around you yelling at you to throw it back. And when they realize you're not going to throw it back, so then these little girls come over there, and this one little girl especially just comes over there being all cute and like, hey, give me the ball. Hey, give me the ball. Hey, give me the ball. He's like, no, 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 thank you. No, no. But eventually he gives in, and his soft little hands give up the grip to a 6 or 7 year old redheaded stepchild that then takes this valuable ball away from him and then goes back and listens to the crowd and throws that shit back onto the field like a dummy.
Which is complete horseshit too, because the other side of that is, like, it's one thing to give up a home run ball to a kid. Like, if you're both right there, like, you, like, inadvertently snag the ball away from the kid, something like that. And obviously this is a different situation. Like, it might be one of those times where, yeah, you have to elbow a few children to catch this ball, because it's, like they said in the video, I mean, it's going to be worth a couple thousand at least. You know, it could be
in the video, he got it. He got it easy, dude. It hit the fucking net. He leaned over. The other guy like falls trying to lean over. It was him and another middle-aged man, and he just picks the ball up and takes it back to the seat. So it's his ball. It's outright his ball.
There's like no.
It's his to do. Nobody's gonna come over there. Like no official's gonna come down there and be like, "You should give that to the little girl." I wouldn't tell you to give that to the little girl. Now, look, if it's a foul ball, I'm gonna give that to the nearest kid. Like, especially if they're going after balls, not the professional kids that come with a little ball sack, like an umpire sack on their side, they're running up and down the whole time. No, fuck them, I'll trip them going down the stairs.
I've never seen a kid show up with a sack, but all right.
No, you've never had good seats then, because the last time I went, we had really good seats, and there was a little pack of like 4 or 5 little shitheads that had like a little like net sack attached to their belt, to where they're literally just running up and down the stands getting foul balls, and taking them to their back to their single wide Bud Light home, and I guess selling them on eBay or whatever they're doing. But their dad Terry's up at the top, like, you only got 5 balls. All right, well, you're eating spaghetti noodles and ketchup for the rest of the week. Fuck you. But no, like. I'm totally like a foul ball. It means nothing. I will 100%. I've done it before several times. I'll turn around. The nearest kid here, you want this? Is pretty cool.
Right.
And everybody's always like, yeah, that's cool. I don't give a fuck. Now I have to keep up with a foul ball the entire time. I own a couple baseballs. I'm good. Right. Like it's not that big a deal. But this, like, a home run ball is a little bit bigger deal now, and it would depend. Like, if I go to a game and, Philbo forces me to sit out in the home run area, I don't want to.
In a great
spot. Oh, yeah, right in the middle. Like, I think there was a magnifying glass above us, like, between us and the sun. It was, like, the best spot in the outfield.
You're right.
But if I find myself out there, and if it's, like, if for instance, last year, if one of the Mets hit a home run, I might throw it back if I caught it. Like, that's how much it means to me. But... no, seriously, I would 99% throw it back unless it was Pete Alonso, and then I would go to a Mets fan and try and sell it to him.
Right.
Like, I would probably throw it back. But if it was a Brave, and if it was Ronnie, or if it was Ozzy, like one of my favorite Braves, I'd probably put it in the cargo pocket. But I probably wouldn't be searching out children to give it to, and I might judo chop a child if they tried to take it away from me.
Right, exactly.
Now, if something like this happens, for instance, I'm in Philadelphia for some reason in the outfield on a Wednesday afternoon, and Matt Olson, it's his first time hitting for the cycle, and I catch his home run ball to finish the cycle. No, I'll fight my way out of that motherfucker. You're
100%.
gonna have to come drag me. You're gonna have to drag me off people because I will throw that little redheaded bitch onto the field. Like she would
100%.
be. I would throw her back because we ain't playing that. Get the fuck off me.
Yeah. I mean, that's just
And I'm not gonna call
such a
for
bullshit
security either.
situation.
Like that's literally going down like under the pants in the fucking boxers. Like
Right.
I'm guarding it with the tank.
It's
You're
going
gonna have to get past all my defenses to fucking get it.
It's going in the prison pocket.
100%. I'm gonna keister it.
Yeah.
If you're brave enough to fight me and whatever friends that I have, then you're gonna have to unkeister that fucking shit.
Exactly.
And then you're gonna have to explain to somebody why it smells like that.
Exactly. You're going to have to perform rectal surgery on you.
Yeah, I mean, we can wrap it up. But at the same time, that's stealing a lot of shit away from a person.
Yeah.
Like, you don't go to a game. Some people do, but you don't go to a game, or I don't go to a game. I know you don't. Like to get memorabilia, like to catch a bat that somebody flings, or to catch a foul ball, or make any money off of anything. If you do, listen, skip some time, go buy some Pokemon cards. You got better luck. Okay, because it's probably not going to happen. You're going to have to fight a bunch of 15-year-olds and their parents over it. So, but if it does happen, and you're paying attention to the game and you know anything about baseball, and you know that ball is worth something, that was a Marlins fan, so he knew what happened.
Exactly.
At least part of what happened. So don't let this happen to you. And I'm talking to the Miami Marlins front office right now. If you don't reach out to this gentleman to make this shit right, and maybe not even the Miami Marlins, the goddamn Philadelphia Dick Sucks. If you guys don't reach out, if somebody doesn't make it right for this person, I'm not telling, like, don't hand him cash, but make it right. Give him free tickets, give him free gear, give him, like, VIP access, let him meet some players, do something, because he was completely outnumbered, and he's a pussy, and he got robbed. He didn't get robbed at gunpoint, he got robbed at crowd point. So somebody take care of this guy.
At child point.
Yeah, at child point. Like it was just peer pressure to the max. Like he had been singing Oklahoma too loudly and got cornered in the locker room and had to give up the fucking ball.
Oh God. Fucking.
So, anyway, I'll wrap it up. But you guys fucking make this right.
Hell yeah, I second that. So, that's baseball for the podcast, and I think for once it only took up about a third of the podcast, so I'd say that's pretty fucking good.
Not bad.
That's probably a record for the last few at the very least. I got two stories. I got two weird ass fucking stories to talk about. Let's see. Do I have I don't remember if I have a sounder for them or not. I'm gonna look at it real fast. What do I have? No, I don't think I do. I'll come up with something. I feel like we look at weird stories and oh no, why did that happen? We look at weird stories enough where that needs to happen. But so the very first one I want to look at, I lost because Newser went. Hold on, I'll pull it up real fast. It's right here. Okay. Oh, stop. What the fuck is this bullshit? Okay. Oh my God. Why the fuck did this happen? Okay, whatever. I'll find it here real fast. Sorry. I got the one article pulled up, but I want to look at this other one as well. Because the other one was better.
No ice. We're doing it. We're doing it not quite neat, just with a little bit of fizz.
Nice. That's the way to do it. All right, here's the story I want to look at first. We'll take a look at that.
That's a way to do it.
All right. So the one I wanted to look at first was this. So I haven't even read this article yet. I just looked at the headline and I think it's fucking hilarious. So in Peru, they like broke into a shop. They stole 200 sneakers, but they were all right foot sneakers. which is just fucking gold. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
I know, right? Isn't this fucking great?
That's perfect in the handicap market, right?
I I guess I didn't even think about that. That's entirely correct. Yeah, people that only have right feet. That's a very specific niche market, though. So,
Yeah, but
because
they need discount Primo sneakers too. Okay.
yeah, you're not wrong. Um, but so hilarious though. Thieves who broke into a shop in Peru made off with sneakers worth an estimated $13,000, but they're unlikely to make any money unless they have some one-legged buyers lined up. Three people who broke into the
I
store
just
and
solved their problem. Like, go to a
yeah,
fucking Special Olympics and you'll make a killing.
there you go. But in Hawasco, they took around 200 sneakers, all of them for the right foot. They were captured on security cameras stealing boxes of shoes in the late night theft, unaware that left and right shoes were stored separately. Which is that a thing at all shoe stores, or is that just this random place in Peru? Because like, why the fuck would they all be stored separately?
It's no, but like really really good. Like, if you're a sneakerhead and you go to these like really high end stores,
Yeah,
yeah, no, they'll only put like either the right or lefts out, and then they're just a display model, and then you say, hey, bro, you got this in a 12 and a half,
gotcha.
and then
Okay,
they'll actually bring a box on for you to try it.
that makes sense.
So, because they're not like, I mean, you go to a Foot Locker, you might see a pair out there, but at the same time, even some of those, they'll only put one shoe out, and they're all going to be
Right.
the same size. So these assholes didn't think to go back into the storage room and actually steal boxes of sneakers. They just stole all the displays and then think, hey, why are none of them the same color?
Jesus Christ. I guess they got what they deserved at that point. Luckless shoe stealers were mocked on social media, with some joking that if they had taken different boxes, they could have sold the shoes to bad dancers with two left feet, which is pretty funny.
I was about to make that joke. I really was. I really was.
Hey man,
I
you and this
really
writer,
was.
you and Rob Quinn are right on top of each other there. Other
I
seeing
know. And who is he writing for? Who is he writing
this is
for?
Newser, which is the weird stories website that I get this shit from.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, I do all right on that website. 'Cause I think I could turn this up a little better. But
um,
because he mentioned the people with only right feet, but he didn't mention the Special Olympics.
no,
So
he did not. But
I
this story is fucking
that's
gold.
that's a chop to him. It's a
That's
cigarette chop.
This story is fucking gold, though. Let's see, amusement. I'm gonna pull up the other one. I just can't. That shit's just so funny to me. Like I saw this on the front page today, and I was like, no fucking way.
Dude,
Um,
people are stupid as fuck, man.
They are,
People
dude.
just don't like. And criminals, I figured it out. Look, like 2% of criminals are the smartest people you've ever fucking met. And then the other 98% of career criminals are just the dumbest fucking scum of the earth that you've ever been around. Like, you have to explain like why. I don't have an analogy right now. It's hard because I've been around people like that. Like, you have to explain simple things to them, like why you can't microwave metal, and like no shit. I had a guy go. I'm not going to give out brands or anything. I think I've said that I'm in the restaurant business, the food service industry. But
Right.
years ago, one of my first gigs, I had a guy. He ended up, the reason why we fired him is because he was arrested because he tried to sell my area director cocaine in the parking lot
Oh my
unknowingly.
god.
Because apparently what he was doing on his break is just walking around car to car selling cocaine to people.
Oh my.
Because it wasn't in the best area. But my area director pulled up and and just, he was chilling on his laptop and, preparing for a visit and getting a little peace and quiet or whatever. And this guy fucking walks up and just knocks on his window, is like, hey man, you trying to find some snow? You trying to find some snow? He's like, what does that mean? He's like, a little snow. And he's like, are you trying to sell me cocaine? He's like, yeah, you want it? He's like, do you work here? He's like, I see by a t-shirt that you probably work here. He's like, well, yeah, I'm just on break. He's like, well, okay, come inside with me. So he called the cops, got arrested. Obviously, we fired him. But
Jesus
this
Christ.
guy, I think it was 2 or 3 days prior. He didn't work there long. It was 2 or 3 days prior. I I remember I was expediting, so I was on the other side of the window,
Right.
and a little, so I guess wanted one of our sauces heated up, right? So I scooted it back to him, and we used the metal ramekins, like a little container for sauce.
Right.
And so what that means is put it in something else like a little plastic container and heat it up. Put it in a fresh ramekin and
Oh
slide
my
it back to
god.
me.
Oh my god.
So I slide him the metal ramekin, and about 10 seconds later I hear like crack crack crack,
Oh my
like all
god.
these like electrical issue sounds and like popping and hissing and shit. And then he slides the ramekin back, and I said, "Yo, did you heat this up in this?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay." I said, "So you didn't just put this in the microwave?" And another line cook was behind him, like scared, doing like, and I was like, "How old are you?" And he was like, 33. I was like, "So I have to explain to a 33-year-old man that you cannot put metal into a microwave."
Jesus
And
Christ.
then come to find out, he was just there to slang snow. And like, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like,
What a guy.
those people are the dumbest. Like, how are you alive? You don't know that you can't fucking microwave metal. Like, I learned that when I was 4 years old.
Yeah, no shit. Jesus Christ. I don't
Like,
whew.
how are you 33 years old and you don't know that you can't microwave metal?
What a fucking guy. What a fucking guy. Yeah, man. They're not the smartest people in the world. Um and in that theme, so this was a story that I wanted to bring up a couple of weeks ago. And it might be one of my favorites. So this boy was banned from an amusement park the hard way. In a North Carolina
Oh,
amusement
did
park,
he get stuck in the fucking vending machine?
he got stuck in the claw machine.
Yes, yes. It's a
So
real life Toy Story. Yes.
So this 13-year-old boy had his eyes on the prize, but the problem that amusement park officials had was that he had his body inside the claw machine in his attempt to swipe it. Officials
At Carowinds.
at
Dude,
Carowinds,
that's
yep.
Carowinds.
Yep,
That's 15 miles away from me. I grew up, I had season passes to Carowinds until I was like 18 years old.
that's hilarious.
The last time I had one, I was like 29 years old. Like, literally, it wasn't that long ago.
Well, there you go, man. Yeah, that's the Carowinds. So, is this kind of like a
But
Six
also, it
Flags
says
or like
that
what is it?
yeah, it's a big amusement park. It
Yeah.
used to be a Paramount Carowinds, so it was Paramount themed. So you had like Wayne's World rides. Most notably, they had Top Gun. They had Days of Thunder. Like all the big Paramount flicks. They had different rides for them. Like Wayne's World had its own area of the park,
Oh,
so they had like
that's
the
cool.
hurler. Yeah, they had the scream lever. Like it was like the little taxis that go upside down and shit.
That's cool, man.
But yeah, so I'm familiar with this park. It's badass. I haven't been in a while, but they also do Scarowinds, which is awesome. They turned it into a haunted theme park for
Yeah,
October,
legit.
which fits right with the name. But he's 13.
Yeah,
You're
he's 13.
13 years old. You know better than this.
Yeah, you should. I mean, yeah, you should. I don't really put anything past kids these days though. Like I feel like it's not obviously he should know better, but there's so many like social media challenges and bullshit that goes on TikTok.
At 13, you'd be past
Yeah.
this shit.
Oh,
Like,
if he
this
was
is the
my
day
son,
one
if he was
shit.
my son, I'd be like, you're a fucking dumbass. Like, I raised you better
Right,
than
no, you're going to the dungeon for 3 days now.
that. Yeah. Put down the Switch, put down the TikTok, go to the dungeon. you're gonna
I'll be down every half hour on the half hour to beat you with a rubber hose.
Yeah, exactly. You and Aaron Rodgers are really gonna figure out what a dark retreat looks like. you're gonna really tune into your inner $40 million a year quarterback.
Right.
This guy, but hilarious though. They were able to so they found him. They found him trapped in a claw machine on the Sunday after this was like a couple of weeks ago. The medical team responded quickly, and the park said in a state they were able to open the machine and release the trap boy. He was treated and released from first aid and released to his guardian. and they just banned him from the park. They didn't press any charges. I mean, obviously, like I wouldn't want to press charges on a 13-year-old either. And I would just hope that the parent would, metaphorically beat some sense into him, because that shit's ridiculous. That's just
Literally
so
beats
fucking
me.
ridiculous. But crazy that it's
Because
a
I
local
mean,
connection, though.
yeah, no, it's right down the road. I know it well. I just wish I knew which claw machine.
Well,
But not that I could ever fit in one. But on a dare, if there's $20 on the line, I might try.
whew, yeah, especially if you're only gonna get banned from the park like for a year. Like that's not that
I'm
bad.
saying I'll get banned from the Carowinds. I'm not a child. I don't need to go there.
Exactly.
Their beer costs $18 anyway.
Um. Okay, so we got our random stories out of the way. There is something. There's a game. So I know you're not a big. I know you're not a big fantasy guy, but there is a game that's coming out now. This is not a game review because
I'm
I
your
don't.
fantasy.
What'd you say?
That I'm your fantasy.
There's a game that's coming out. It's not a review. I don't review games that I haven't played. That would be exceptionally dishonest. But I would be lying if I wasn't hyped for this game that's coming out. And it's called Lord of the Rings Gollum. Big fan of the oh god, what were they called? The Shadow of War series. And Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, such really good games. Obviously not canonical to Lord of the Rings. They took a lot of liberties, but I
So
think it's
what were the original Lord of the Rings like the on the first PlayStation like PS2 like the almost side scrollers?
yeah, they were pretty. Yeah, they were pretty. There's been a lot of Lord of the Rings games over the years. None of them have really been stand out, other than I would say Lord of the Rings Conquest, which was a Battlefront copy, did get a lot of traction and a lot of play. And there's actually what's the word? Not enhanced, but when they go back and redo something, refurbish whatever version of that coming out again, which is pretty cool. But there's never really been a big like blockbuster Lord of the Rings game, which is kind of weird considering how popular it is. There's never like a Star Wars Battlefront like Lord of the Rings. Like,
No, see that's untrue. It was just way before your time. I'm telling you, it was the one that was on play. It was big. Like
okay,
if you're talking around gamers in my time, it
mm,
was huge.
I believe it. I believe it. I
And
don't remember what that would
and
have been.
it was almost like a dungeon crawler, but it
Hmm.
was it was like a dungeon crawler kind of side scroller type dude or type things where you could be one of the four main like you could be Legolas, you could be um I forget their names to be honest. You
Legolas,
could be the
Aragorn,
king,
Gimli, Gandalf, probably.
uh Gandalf, who's Gimli?
Gimli's a dwarf. He's badass.
Yeah, so you could be the dwarf, you could be the wizard, you could
Right.
be the yeah, you get it. But
Yeah.
that was real big. Like that was a big thing when I was in middle school.
Right. And they
When
very
you were just a
recently.
baby Silva,
Yeah, exactly.
when you were still in the shop.
I was still a little young halfling in the Shire. But recently, they've had much bigger, more expansive Lord of the Rings games that I guess were a little controversial, but most people enjoyed them, and I think they probably got a lot of people that hadn't been exposed to Lord of the Rings exposed to it. So overall, I think it was a net victory. But there's this game coming out. Basically, it's more of I guess I'm assuming it's gonna be more of a little bit more of like a platformer slash stealth based game. That's what most people think it's going to be. It's coming out on May 25th. It's a pretty big one that's coming out, and the trailer looks fucking phenomenal. So let's just take a look at this real quick. Um, I'm gonna talk over it a little bit so we don't get copyright struck for it, but it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty impressive. Um, you'll see once it kicks up here in a second. But also, kind of a shame. Whoever's voicing this is definitely not Andy Serkis. He did a great job in the movies and pretty unique Gollum voice. But this
Also, that's
game,
not the likeness isn't great either.
well, so it's an earlier version of Gollum. Like it's not him when you see him in the Lord of the Rings. He's younger. He's
Right, but I
probably
mean, it showed his backstory. Like you see him during the transformation.
right. That's somewhere along that time, I guess. Also, not the greatest thing of Gandalf I've ever seen either, but this shit looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, who's making this? Is EA making this?
No, God no. It's Daedalic
Because
Entertainment. I
it's kind
forgot.
of what it looks like.
Well, because it's essentially it's gonna be a AAA title. It's just not done by a traditional studio. I don't remember who Nacon, what their developers are. I don't know if they make a whole lot of games, but to me, this shit looks crazy. Um, Definitely a
It
different
looks
like
like they tried to
style
make
game.
him. They tried to make him look younger,
Well, yeah,
which his
because he's
transformation it didn't take that long though.
no, he was he had the ring for 500 years. It took a long time.
Really?
Yeah, they don't really explain that in the movies, but in the books, yeah, he has the ring for about 500 years.
I mean, it's been 25 years since I've read the book, so
Right. No, it takes a long. It takes a long time. But I would be like, I mean, this shit just looks crazy. Now, granted, who knows how much of that? So it's Nacon is the publisher, Middle Earth. So they're the guys that have done. I believe they now or at some point they had development over the extremely well acclaimed Lord of the Rings Online, which the gameplay might not be there, the lore and the way they built the stories and that exceptionally well done. Daedalic, I don't remember off the top of my head what else they've done, but I mean this game is also highly anticipated by a lot of the YouTubers and people who keep up with video games and shit. So
sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Violet. What's up, bro?
hey, what's up, buddy? That's our sub. Hey, man.
Welcome in.
Good to see you, man. We talked about a lot of shit. We're just now in the we're kind of in the twilight of the regular podcast. As you can see, okay, so backstory why Josh looks like shit. His laptop got water on it when we were in the hot tub a week or two ago. So his laptop's in the shop, so he's doing this off his phone. And I'm back where I belong at home in Georgia. So
And you may see a laptop on the screen, and fuck France. we still take that stand.
absolutely, fuck
Um,
France.
but yeah, you see this laptop. This thing is basically it still runs floppy disk. I think it has like a quarter gig of RAM.
Yeah,
So uh, we're not even using this. I'm just using this to watch the chat. But Mr. Vine, what the fuck's up, man? Like it's come on.
hell yeah, man.
Like
The OG
we've already
himself.
apologized. We truly apologize for no content. I was irresponsible and destroyed my laptop early on the cabin trip, and then it's still in the shop. I get it back on Monday, so next Saturday we'll be back rolling at full capacity, and we're gonna start doing some sub content and shit like that. So
Hell yeah.
more shit's coming.
Oh, hey, man, we were sad we couldn't see you too, man. You know, we apologize. We had to take. I know it's been 2 weeks. We usually do an episode every week. We had to take some time, you know, for ourselves. Mental health day, whatever the kids say on TikTok these days. So, but
So,
we've missed it.
yeah,
Man.
the cabin we went to fucking hard in the cabin. Look,
Yeah.
you saw how messed up we were on that last podcast. On the last fucking episode, you saw. Look, imagine that expounded 7 days.
Yeah.
Like
We did
we
that.
didn't slow down, we didn't stop. We just added
No.
heat with a hot tub.
Yeah, we all broke out in hives by the last day from how
Yeah,
long
we
we were in the
literally
fucking
just
hot tub.
cooked. We literally just cooked
Yeah,
in alcohol and piss and hot tub,
it was great.
and it was all my piss.
But yeah, man.
So,
Also, I didn't realize last time you were there, like you couldn't hear me at all. So I'm glad you still had a great time. Like with me in the background on his microphone. But yeah,
yeah,
man,
I don't think that. Hey, Mr. Violet, give us a first name so we don't have to call you Mr. Violet, because that's look, if you want to see me drunk again, and I'm sure you do, Philbo, he gets drunk on sweet tea, but I get half cocked every episode. Mr.
Hell yeah.
Violet's just too many syllables, and I just can't get through it.
What was show them the tequila we had for this week?
Oh yeah, so I'm halfway
Since he's
through
back
a
in
small
black.
bottle. Got us a little 1800.
There you go. There you go, son. We do it real. But yeah, man, no, we've had a blast. We're wrapping things up. I was just talking about the Gollum game. We wanted to talk more about video games, but we still talked about baseball for like 30 minutes. So, you know, We talked about the cabin. You know, we probably would have talked more about video games if it wasn't for us. We took like 30 minutes talking about the cabin, which we have to do. We'll be referencing that shit for a long time. But glad to see you back. Excited to see you back live, man. It's fantastic. So anyway, we got about. I mean, we're literally an hour and a half. We're about to be an hour and a half in, Josh. So it's time to enter the chop shop.
Yeah, we're not going 3 hours tonight,
No,
unfortunately.
We're going back to our regular scheduled programming of hour and a half podcast, which usually ends up being about an hour 45 by the time we wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going anywhere right now, but we can start wrapping.
But I do have to. I am excited about something. We'll go to the chop shop. I got to show you something. I'm going to do a quick wardrobe change because
all right.
This week I went on a golf. I told you I went on that golf trip for my company, right? And the very first time I ever played golf, they do what's called a scramble or like a best ball. So like even if you suck, you can technically like do well. There's gonna be a lot of changing noises in the microphone. I apologize. It's gonna sound like shit.
Or you get fucking muted.
That's some basic bitch shit.
All right. Fine.
But
can't carry the goddamn podcast.
I will give up control.
Even though you've been off the camera more this time than any other episode.
Yeah, that's probably true. But it's worth it because I got this sick ass golf shirt for fucking free. Look how nice this shirt is, dude. It's good material, fits me well. It looks a little ridiculous with the shorts that I'm wearing right now, but it's fucking nice. It's got this cool little patch on it.
Does it come in a men's size?
It does. It's actually not that tight. I don't know. It's pretty loose and fucking. It's kind of like sporty material, whatever. So it's pretty legit. I'm really happy with it, man. I got it for free because the first time I ever played golf, our group won, and I got a $100 gift certificate to the pro shop. So I bought this shirt with it. Fucking fantastic. $84 shirt, but fuck it, it's worth it. It was great, and it's technically for free. So like, what am I gonna do? But
I guess put it on.
Hell yeah, son. Hell yeah, put it on. I really like it. That's my quick highlight. So let's go to the chop shop. The Marlins got 2 chops, well deserved. Fuck them.
They got 3 chops.
They got 3 chops. What was the third?
Well, we each gave individual chops for the same thing, and then they got another chop for never winning the division.
Right. Fucking dumbass. Although, actually, I tried to look it up, and I couldn't confirm if they did not win the division or not that year.
No, they did not. No, they were a wild card team.
There you go.
I'm a bank of knowledge. I know a lot about baseball, and one thing I do know for sure is that the Miami Marlins, or the Florida Marlins, formerly,
right?
They have never
Rip Jackson
won the because when they came about, that's when the whole thing realigned, or shortly thereafter. They have never won the NL East ever.
Right. But poor guys, sad tear.
So,
and they got a chop for never hitting the cycle before. Did we chop them for that?
Yeah, I did.
Good. Yeah. Fuck that bullshit. How bad of a team do you have to be? Like, Jesus Christ, that's bad. That's real bad.
Yeah, to exist for 32 years and not have a player hit for the cycle.
God damn. Jesus Christ. I mean, it happens. Crazy. It happens like 4 or 5 times a season, probably, and to never have somebody.
Well, now the only loophole that I could think, because I don't like giving the Marlins credit because they hit my boy all the time. And
yeah, they fucking peg. Yeah, get Ronnie in here. What does he say? What does he say about that?
Ronnie. Oh, he's playing right now.
Oh, he is.
But yeah, we're playing the Jays.
Yeah, we're playing the Blue Jays.
But sorry, I forgot he wasn't here.
The fucking shut us out last night, Blue Jays.
If he were here, he'd say he likes baseball.
He would be like, baseball.
He's like, baseball. I'm like, fuck Miami. That's what he'd say. Miami.
Fuck Miami. Just like that.
Yeah, no, he's not Cuban, bitch. He's from a real island.
He's from a real island.
But no, I'm gonna fucking in the chop shop. I'm gonna throw another chop at the Marlins for fucking pegging my boy
Yeah.
all the time.
Well deserved. So Marlins up to
And-
4 chops in one episode, which might be a record for an That's definitely a record for an external player.
Yeah, for an external entity, yes. I believe Philbo's been chopped 17 times in one episode, but
All unfairly.
for someone not directly involved. Well, according to you, it all stood up. But I think I've only recanted one.
Yeah, I think so. I
But
think you're right.
yeah, fuck the Marlins. By
Yeah,
the way,
fuck 'em.
like, can I just say that again? Fuck the Marlins. Leave my boy alone. Let him just pitch to him. If you're
Oh, yeah.
scared of him, walk him. But I tell you what, Snicker, here's a chop for Snicker. Next time that
Oh,
fucking
shit.
happens, and he gets fucking hit the first ball of the game, it's not an accident, bro.
No,
It's
it's
not
not.
an accident.
It's not.
You
Fuck
gotta,
'em.
you gotta Bobby Cox that shit
Yeah.
and send your boys over there because we got some. Look, send Kevin Pillar over there to do some crazy.
Send them
ninja
out with their
shit in the
fucking
background.
bats. Send them out with their bats. Beat the shit out of each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Look,
that's some
look,
horseshit.
everybody just start throwing baseballs at them on the field. They
That's
can
when
only
you're just
catch
like,
so many
yep.
at one time, ladies and gentlemen. They are pros, but if you have 13 people throwing baseballs at one person, it's gonna fuck them up.
It's gonna fuck them up.
Anyway, that's not the best plan I've ever come up with, but the chop stands on Snicker. Grow a set
fuck yeah.
and send your boys out to protect the best player in the league, please.
Which, ironically enough, although we are Braves fans, neither of us like Snicker. We both think he's not he's not a bad manager at this point, but he's just not a good manager, and that's the problem. We deserve better.
Dude, with the stable of stallions that the Braves have, I could be the fucking skipper and we would win 90 days.
100%. You'd get thrown out of just about. You'd be chasing Cox's record because you'd get thrown out of just about every fucking game.
Oh no, you just see the hat do this.
You know it means
Come out,
business.
you're like, God damn it, here he comes. I'm like, yeah, you go ahead and throw me out. I'll take the fine, bitch.
Yeah.
I make more than you do. It doesn't matter. I'll buy your wife flowers while I'm fucking walking out. How about that? Like,
Walk out like this out of
I'm
every
no
game.
Snicker. I'm no Don Dick Suck Mattingly. Like, I'd be on the fucking field. I'd protect my boys though. Like, that's what you're there for. I'm old school, man. Like, you're there. Look, if you're there to make them feel like they're playing baseball and they're being treated fairly. And
Fuck yeah.
if the umps aren't going to do it for you, you got to get involved. And if you got to fight a player and a manager every once in a while, you got to do it.
Exactly.
If you have to fall down kicking dirt on on home plate like 5 times in a season, I'll fucking do it.
That's what you got to do.
Anyway, so moving along because we'll go 3 hours on the fucking Marlins. I believe I was chopped 0 times this time.
Mm-hmm. And you chopped me
you
for
were
but I'm like I'll have to bring it up on the next podcast because I can't roll back the tape while we're recording. So I'll have to check the record.
And I stand firm on it, but you said you challenged it, so
Mm-hmm.
you only
Pending
the
review.
chop shop does not roll over. So no, there's no pending review. The chop shop does not roll over. This is episode to episode. So either you challenge it properly right now, or it goes in the fucking books, and you get your hang on. You get your 4,862nd chop.
That's a lot of chops, but you know what? Fuck it, I'll challenge it properly. I know what I fucking said, so fuck you. There you go.
So, are you willing to put that on the line for a 1-episode ban? It'll just be dicking around with Josh.
One episode ban. Oh God.
Are you willing to take it to the fucking limit, Phil?
Yes. Let's fucking go.
Listen, you guys heard it, Mr. Violet. You heard it. You heard it here. And I'm gonna roll back the fucking tape as soon as we wrap this up. And Phil,
Oh shit. And he's gone. Like he's ready to go. He's ready to go so quickly that he just left. Well, that's it. That's all we got for today. Anyway, boys and girls, that was the Chop Shop. Thanks for joining us. Shout out to Mr. Violent. Thanks for being the best fucking sub viewer person in the fucking podcast. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. We love you. We need you. Keep watching. Keep sticking around. Thanks for episode 10. It's fucking great. We'll keep them rolling. We'll be back to once a week. So we'll hope to see you then. Peace out.